Hi guys, in this video I am going to explain Monster Trucks movie. A company comes on the view at the start of the film, whose work was to find the oil while digging the ground. The workers are drilling the ground as per routine. They are digging the ground. They find some signs of life in the depth of the well. It was indicating as there is existence of life. Someone certainly stays here. All geologists get surprised, but the geologist's head says this operation should not be stopped. The ground should be drilled more in order to discover what is here. The underground water system creates an issue. Hydrostatic pressure increases. As a result, that underground system is damaged, and 3 mysterious creatures appear outside from there. The head of the company gets worried due to this, as our company may be banned if this news travels fast. We may be called for prosecution. Why did we go to dig that place? From where did these creatures appear? Then the geologist says to the company head that those creatures may be found out if we know what is the diet of those creatures. The head says to the geologist that we will have to take this step covertly, so no one may come to know about it at all. In the next scene, a boy is shown on the other side, whose name is Trip, and he gets education in high school. He used to reside with his mother and stepfather. Trip serves in a scrapyard in his leisure, where the old cars and trucks were brought. In the same way a truck is brought there, scrapyard's owner tells him on Trip's asking that it has been discovered from the place of digging. A great mishap had occurred there. The owner says to him, "It is your truck now, because you can make it utilized." I am not understanding about it. When Trip comes to the scrapyard at night, looking at his pickup truck, he visualizes. Then he hears a news in which the news of explosion occurred in the morning is being told. How threatening it was. It was a biggest explosion. After that, he checks that a vehicle has drilling hole. Trip is again seen in the same scrapyard. He hears a sound when he is starting an engine. That sound very mysterious. He moves ahead to check it. He moves to that side, but that thing begins to hide itself from him. It goes behind the oil drums. Trip throws an instrument towards it, which causes the falling of all oil drums. Trip runs to the cellar and hides himself. But that mysterious creature also reaches there. Trip runs outside in fear and locks the cellar. He was not getting the point from where this creature has come. Why is it after him? Meanwhile, it is seen that police also approach there. Opening the cellar, they find nothing. Trip tells them that it was a gigantic being. It has emptied all oil drums. I have witnessed that it was hidden behind the oil drums. Afterwards, all oil drums dropped. I am not telling a lie, but they don't trust him, and they leave from there. Next day, Trip converses with his class fellow Meredith. SH has a keen interest in the biology subject. She tells that 15,000 species are discovered daily. It means there are already many species in the world. Some of them have been discovered while others are being discovered every year. They are in a large numbering. After that, Trip spreads the oil everywhere, coming to his scrapyard in order to check. Either this oil also really captures the attention of those creatures. In the same way, a creature appears before him, which has the multi-long legs, and it quenches its appetite with the oils of the drums. It means that Trip doubted correctly. Trip is left astonished seeing it. He tries to talk with this creature. He also offers it another oil tank. Meanwhile, company's employees approach there, and they ask whether something happened there yesterday, because they know there is a gigantic creature which can harm you. That huge creature hides in the truck of Trip during this time. Actually, that creature was hiding to see those people. Trip's fellow Meredith also comes there, and Trip tries to entertain her, and Trip tries to tell her. She says, "Drop me to my house. I have no time." On the other side, it is seen that company's employees hear a mysterious sound near the truck. They proceed towards it, and Trip pushes his class fellow into his truck, and that creature drives off truck speedily from that junkyard. They come to the house of Meredith, where Trip modifies the truck. He makes such a place where that creature can get a hold over it properly. Witnessing that creature, Trip tells his class fellow that it is a sharp and brilliant creature. He says one of its benefit will be this, that it will work like an engine for our truck. Then they drive off from there. They go to check whether that creature can work as an engine or not. At first sight, that creature begins to drive the truck speedily. It means that they were guessing right. Trip makes that creature take petrol, which is the form of oil, but many accidents occur due to this. Company's geologist tried to know what is the diet of both creatures. Then he knows after researching that their survival depends on the oil, and they fill their appetite taking oil. Trip encounters his father, and he shows him the place where he lives, where they talk about that mishap occurred on that day sitting there. Trip's father says to him nothing can be said about this. These creatures might be the cause of that explosion that occurred there. It may be possible that the cause of that explosion is only gasoline. Coming outside, Trip encounters the company's employees near his truck. Actually, his father had informed the company's associates that one of the creatures among them is in our house in the custody of Trip. They come to know that creature is inside the truck. They drive off because of that creature's fast driving. It means that creature drives that truck speedily where Trip and Meredith are seated, and company's employees cannot capture them. But company's employees were not letting them go. They pursue them. That creature and Trip are driving that truck on the roofs. It means it was driving the truck while jumping it highly. They escape from them while jumping the truck on the train, and they flee from the company's team jumping on the train when it passes before them. Then they reach a beach where Meredith's father's hunting cabin is located, where he used to hunt. Then they spend the night there. That creature feels pleasure witnessing the water there, and it begins to take shower there. Trip gives his words to that creature that he will surely send it to its home. Company's scientist is researching those two creatures, and he comes to know that these creatures are very brilliant. Their brain works fast. Company's head calls them and says that our company's contaminated water is being sent to the other city, so we will bring these creatures with it. We will send them with it, so they may be thrown into the depth of the well. Scientist tells him these creatures have feelings, so it will not be good to kill them. Then it is seen that creature chases that truck, which is carrying its parents. Both trucks stop reaching a company, and Meredith and Trip also pursue them. They know that they are the parents of the creature. They are here. Meantime, company's team also approaches there, and that creature is knocked out. Trip and his friend is brought to the company's head. He says to them, just forget that creature. Company's scientist says to them, leaving from there, that he cannot see these creatures dying. The fast trucks are required to bring them out from there. Trip thinks that I will free them from here. I will bring here a few fast trucks. Trip thinks those trucks are present in his scrapyard, so he talks with his head. Now his head supports him, and he gets 2 more trucks. He brings modification in those trucks, and he makes them for the parents of that creature. Now those creatures are carried on those trucks, but that scientist reaches Trip driving that truck. That creature meets with its parents, and 3 of them hide in the truck. 3 of the tricks are driven off from there, and company's trucks also reach the open field chasing them. Trucks drive to the way of mountainous area confronting them. It is the way where the mountain range starts. Company's truck pushes Trip towards the ditch. As a result, he starts hanging with the truck door. Then that creature rescues his life from there. Trip knows that a truck is filled with poison, which is going to be filled in those holes by the company. They attempt hard to stop that truck, because those creatures might lose their lives for no cause if they did as such. They struggle hard to stop those company's trucks to reach that place, but the way is set on fire, so Trip and that creature cannot continue to drive. At the same time, Trip's stepfather reaches there arranging a big truck, and he assists them. Trip crosses the mountains along with his companions, and he destroys the truck filled with poison. It means the poison was blasted, which was going to be filled in those holes. Meanwhile, they also approach the place of accident, and scientist tries to stop the poison machine. That creature's parents are moving towards its home. Trip's truck is pushed to the drilling hole. It means that Trip's truck was being pushed to the drilling hole, so he falls into the depth of the wall. Here that creature again rescues Trip, and it leaves him on the surface of the ground. Now that creature and its parents along with other creatures depart, gratifying him. Now the positive things was this, that company was revealed. Its all bad ways had been exposed before everyone. That what was company's intention towards the creatures. Now the company's head is seized who was manipulator. Trip along with his stepfather builds a good engine for a truck, because he was already interested in it. So he builds a very good engine for a truck to fulfill his desire. In the end of the movie, it is observed that Trip and his fellow Meredith are closely befriended. This movie completes here joyfully.